Can you hear it? The water is singing. That night, the sky was starless. Only the golden light from the river's heart blazed up like imprisoned fire. Beneath it, a mermaid with radiant golden scales sang of the boy who did not yet know he was cursed. On the shore, Tamuno, the descendant of the one who once betrayed Mother River, reached his hand down to the water. His skin burned, and in that moment, the water called to him in the very language of his heart. When that golden light rose from the riverbed, the world fell silent. A forbidden love, a blood debt, and a river about to open its gates to reclaim what it had never forgotten. When blood and water merge, who will be saved? Who will be swallowed by the seventh river? Once upon a time, in an ancient African-American community, where 7 rivers met beneath the shadows of giant baobab trees, the land and water still spoke to each other through breath. 6 rivers flowed to the sea, carrying fish and human stories, but the 7th did not. It flowed backward, sinking into the earth, twisting like veins seeking the path back to the heart of Mother River, the goddess half-woman, half-wave, who held the memories of souls once swallowed by water. The elders said that on the night of the red moon, if one listened deeply, they would hear her lullaby, gentle yet painful, like a reminder of unforgiven sins. That morning, white mist veiled the water's surface. The villagers gathered along the riverbank. They wrapped red cloths, smeared ash on their foreheads, hands holding conch shells blown into sacred melodies. A child was placed in a bark cloth cradle, skin smooth as raindrops, eyes closed as if sleeping. His name was Tamuno, the firstborn son of the lineage that had once angered Mother River. Many years before, his ancestors had broken the sacred pact, hunting the river's sacred fish from the 7th river in exchange for bountiful harvests, and thus, the entire bloodline was marked with sin in their veins. As the ritual began, the elder intoned, "O 7 rivers, if this child truly belongs to the land, return him before the sun sleeps. But if his blood remains tainted, keep him in your belly." The prayer ended. The water at their feet darkened, swirling. Wind came from nowhere, carrying scents of mud and iron. The sun was still low, but the light poured red as blood. They placed Tamuno into the water, gentle as laying down a plea. The 7th river swallowed the infant without a sound. Only ripples spread out, dense as the earth's breath. The mother gasped, her trembling hands clutching the empty cloth. The villagers stepped back, faces solemn, for they knew, water does not lie. Now, in the river's depths, Tamuno drifted amid shimmering light like golden dust. The water here was warm, scented with moss and stone. Above, rays pierced down like inverted candles. And at the bottom, where every motion seemed to sleep, a figure appeared, Mother River, with skin glowing like pearl, long hair undulating like currents, eyes deep with hundreds of stars. Beside her was another newborn, the daughter of the water, Emira, with a tail covered in radiant golden scales. The light from her body illuminated the riverbed like a treasure trove. Mother River gazed at the human child drifting near. Her eyes held no anger, only sadness, like a river that could no longer find its way to the sea. She cradled Tamuno, her wet hands luminous, pressing his heart to her breast. The surrounding water softened, and in that instant, both children, one of land, one of water, opened their eyes. Their gazes met, quiet yet fierce, as if recognizing each other from a distant dream. Emira stirred gently, her golden scales sparkling in the dim current, and Mother River knew the thread of fate had been woven. On the surface, the villagers waited, time turned to stone. The sun rose higher, shadows shortened, and whispers began to ripple through the crowd. They said Tamuno had been kept, that the river had refused him. His mother wept soundlessly, but as twilight fell upon the water, a flash of light shot up from midstream. Someone cried, "Look, something is returning." The crowd pressed forward. A small form, gleaming like a gold fragment, rose slowly. It was Tamuno, still, eyes open, a moonlit droplet clinging to his lips. The mother cried out in joy, embracing her child, tears mingling with the river. The villagers cheered. They believed the river had forgiven, that the boy was child of the Mother Earth. But only Mother River knew, she had not returned the child for forgiveness. She had returned him to test humanity's mercy once more. The blood of sin lay in the body of a saved infant, and as he grew, he would have to choose, stand with the water or with those who had betrayed it. Years passed. Tamuno grew swift as a flood-swollen river. He was strong, eyes deep with silver glint. When he touched water, his skin flared with a thin red light like a cut. The villagers called it the river's glow, but the elders fell silent, watching with fear, for they remembered the ancient prophecy. When the child of sin touches water, the river will reflect his blood. Tamuno did not understand their anxiety. To him, water was a friend. Each time rain fell, he plunged into the river, swimming as if the current embraced him. Sometimes, he dove so deep the villagers feared he would never surface. But just as they prepared to pray, he emerged, beaming, hair dripping, eyes sparkling like twin droplets. No one knew that in those deepest places, another pair of eyes watched him, the eyes of Emira, the golden mermaid, who had seen him from birth and had not forgotten that first gaze. In the water, Emira grew amid vague calls from the shore. She sang nameless songs, halting fish in their paths, swaying seaweeds, and the whole river listened. Mother River understood. That song was not mere longing, it was the start of upheaval. She touched the bed lightly. The water blazed, forming omens. When blood and water meet in golden light, the world will change. That afternoon, as the sun dipped behind palm rows, Tamuno stood alone by the riverbank. Wind carried salt and mud scents. At his feet, water rippled in small circles. Amid the wind's rustle and water's murmur, a faint sound rose like song from the earth's heart. He leaned down, hand touching the surface. Warmth surged through him, heart pounding, and in that moment, he saw golden light glide by, deep below. It was no illusion. It was an invitation. And before continuing the main story content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Okay. And don't forget to comment below where you're watching us from. We love knowing that. From that moment, Tamuno was no longer just a child of land. He had heard the water's call and the seventh river began to open its gates. And before continuing the main story content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video, okay? And don't forget to comment below where you're watching us from. We love knowing that. From that day, no one saw Tamuno as an ordinary boy anymore. In the villagers' eyes, there was awe mingled with caution, as if within his body flowed a private current no one could touch. Each dawn, as mist clung to grasses, Tamuno left home, walking the muddy path to the seventh riverbank. There, the water lay mirror-flat, reflecting pale gold skies and wheeling birds. He knelt, placed his hand on the surface, and for an instant, the river turned faint red, then dissolved to clarity. The villagers called it the ancestor's breath, but in his heart, it was a whisper, a distant call only he could hear. As he grew, Tamuno became stronger and swifter than any other. He could swim miles without breath, dive to depths untouched by light. Underwater, his body lightened, as if the river cradled each heartbeat, but each return to shore left him with something burning, a warmth spreading from his chest, then vanishing. He did not know it was the curse's mark. When the betrayer's descendant touched water, the blood's fire would awaken, demanding debt from silence. Once, as a youth, a great rain stormed the seven-river land. Thunder tore the sky, waters overflowed banks. Villagers panicked, fleeing to high ground. But Tamuno did not. Amid lightning flashes, an urge seized him. He ran to the river, plunged into the turbid flow. Beneath interlocking waves, he swam, as if a secret path opened. The water around him brightened, faint gold illuminating moss-covered stones, swaying weed clusters like human hair. Then, in that depth, he saw another light, radiant gold, undulating like caged flame. It drew near, very near, and as he thought breath would fail, the form clarified. Emira, daughter of water, whom he had never known but seemed to have awaited all his life. She circled him, golden scales reflecting lightning through the surface, illuminating space in sparkles. Her eyes were still as a pond, yet within surged a warm wave that disordered his heart. No words passed. They only gazed, and in that silence, the current seemed to halt. She touched his shoulder lightly, like a raindrop, but enough to make his body tremble. Then her light faded, dissolving into shadow. Tamuno reached, but only bubbles rose, golden glinting in the night. When he surfaced, rain had ceased. The river lay still as paper. Only on his skin did small lights flicker, like embers trapped in water. From that night, Tamuno was no longer the village boy. He grew quiet, sparing of words. But each river visit, the water seemed to recognize him. The surface stirred, grasses bowed, fish surfaced to circle his feet like greetings. Villagers whispered, naming him with reverent fear. The water-chosen child, the river speaker, heir to the sin. And he only listened to the depths murmur, where each wave was an untold tale. One sweltering noon, as he cast nets with his father by the bank, sunlight made the water melt. His father, a sturdy man, paused suddenly. Sweat beaded his brow, eyes distant. He looked at his son, speaking softly, as to himself. Some sins, water never forgets. The words hung in the wind, cold and heavy. Tamuno shivered unwittingly. From then, he began to dream. In those dreams, he saw a door of water. Behind it, children's souls laughed in silence. They called his name, eyes holding gentle reproach. Do you remember where your blood comes from? When dry season came, the river shallowed, bed revealing deep fissures like scars. Tamuno walked the bank, spotting amid the heart a black stone etched with 7 twisting water paths, each curve like a vein. He placed his hand on it, feeling a faint pulse beneath. Then, in that instant, a deep voice resounded, from nowhere, only in his heart. Child of land, blood of water, when the old oath is forgotten, the 7th river will open its gate. He started, looked up. The sun cast red, and he saw his hand bleeding. But the blood did not fall to earth. It dissolved into water, glowing like a small flame, then vanished. He understood. Within him, the river still flowed. No one told him its meaning, but each time before water, he felt small, like the child once taken and returned only to be tested. From that day, dreams of underwater gold became constant. Each night, he heard Emira's song through the layers, light yet persistent, like thread bound around his soul. When he closed his eyes, her golden scales shone, each flake like a fallen star in darkness. And amid that dream, a feeling both tender and blazing filled his chest, like love blooming where the curse slept. In the days that followed, Tamuno spent more time by the river. He was no longer just a fisher or escaper from wary glances. He became the water's listener, the silence's speaker. Beneath trees, he sat hours, fingers tracing the surface, forming even circles, as if tapping rhythm to an unseen song. And somewhere deep below, Emira listened too. She felt each light touch, each vibration, as her own heartbeat. On a full moon night, as the river gleamed, Emira swam near the surface. She saw Tamuno sitting there, his eyes reflecting moon, gold, and river. No one knew that in that moment, the 7th river quivered slightly like a heart about to open after centuries of silence. The moon rose above palm ridges, vast and bright enough to silver the river's face. Night wind glided, carrying damp mud, wildflower scents, and faint salt from distant sea rains. Tamuno sat on the bank, fingers tracing currents, heart restless without reason. Something in the air tingled his skin, as if every dewdrop whispered his name. Beneath, Emira lifted her head through clear water. Moonlight bathed her, golden tail scales sparkling like thousands of candles. Her hair drifted with the flow, coiling like smooth seaweed, swaying in water's breath. Since first seeing Tamuno, she could not stop thinking of those eyes holding land's light and river's sorrow. Mother River had warned, "Do not let your heart leave the water, for on land, their love may burn the soul." But in Emira's heart, the warning only swelled her longing like tide. Water around her stirred gently. A wordless melody began, not song but harmony, of countless droplets clashing, lingering like heartbeat breath. Tamuno looked up, listening. In that instant, the world stilled. He stepped to the edge, feet touching water, everything blazed. The river mirrored him, and below, another image moved, a long-haired girl's shadow, eyes star-bright. Then the surface parted, soft as wind-split silk. Amira rose amid moonlight, water cascading from shoulders, golden scales radiant. No fear sounded, only wonder. She appeared as a dream retold through generations, a seventh river mermaid, daughter of golden light. Tamuno stood frozen, heart thundering. Light from her body reflected on his face, mingling with his breath. Neither spoke. No need. In that strange silence, deep recognition bloomed, like droplets merging without boundary. She swam circles around him, water trailing her motions. Where her tail brushed, light trailed sparkling bands, like underwater flame. He extended his hand. She did too. Midway, between land and water, palms met his skin warm, hers cool, and that touch shook the river's face. Light surged, gilding the night sky. At the bed, Mother River opened her eyes. She saw her daughter giving soul to land's child, and in the goddess's eyes lay both love and fear. She knew the river had begun to turn, something irreversible unfolded. Tamuno felt water coil around him, not to drag but embrace. The sensation was strangely warm, both water and breath. On shore, grasses bowed, dew shattered like pearls. Amira tilted her head, eyes abyssal as calm sea, gazing long. Though he had never heard her voice, he heard her thoughts, whispered in his blood. I have waited for you since water returned you. Light around them dimmed, leaving faint gold trailing the current. Amira dove, but before vanishing into shadow, a golden scale detached from her tail, falling silently into Tamuno's palm. Thin as dragonfly wing, it glowed faintly like ember. He clenched it, heart pounding, and in that beat, his blood heated, merging with water's rhythm. He did not know. From that second, the scale became binding's mark between love and curse. That night, he did not sleep. Wind through eaves brought damp scents. Each eye close brought her image, gold light, smile, cool hand, starlit eyes. He listened to his heart, but each beat carried small waves, as if it had become river's part. In days after, he returned to water each moonrise. Uncalled, she came. They met in mist, frog calls, insect hums, mud scents, and moonlight. Amira told of deep worlds, vibrant weed gardens, singing fish, glowing stone pillars like sleeping stars. Her tales widened his eyes, imagination soaring beyond village drums. In return, he spoke of land, cornfields, harvest rites, children's laughter through red dust. Between them, time melted, days and nights linked by river's breath. Under moon, Amira taught water's tongue. Each wave sound, each whirl held meaning. He taught her wind's voice, cattle lowing, hearth fire crackle. Water and land, once strangers, now found each other in breath and silence. But deep, Mother River watched. She knew their thread was not just love, but fate, bending worlds' flow. Water never belongs to land, and sign-bearing blood cannot rest in river. In seventh river's heart, held souls stirred, like dust recalling breath. She looked up, saw gold spread on surface, heard song mingle with wind, and knew the day water demands debt nears. On shore, Tamuno sat, heart calmer than ever. He did not know. From river's deepest, ancient memories awakened, calling his name in darkness. Rainy season passed, river full, carrying faint songs. Tamuno came nightly, where moonlight trailed long on water, where Emira surfaced, body aglow in chill mist. Each appearance stilled space. No frog croaks, no wind, only soft water touch on skin. Their love had no words, only gaze moments in quiet. River kept their secret, but land began to murmur. Folks said Tamuno was seventh river spirit, enchanted. Some even warded him from water, fearing it would claim village's last son. Tamuno ignored the talk. In him, only Amira's image remained, smile hazy as moon on ripples. But nearer water, something blazed within. Each nearness, a red streak appeared on his chest, thin as blood thread. It spread with breaths, like suppressed flame, painful yet warm. He did not know if it was sign blood reacting to love, or fate's sign approaching. One night, air still enough to hear leaves on water, Amira lifted her head to him. Light in her eyes trembled. In her heart, longing mingled with fear. She knew, continuing thus, she lacked strength to return deep. Her heart tilted to land, where his breath belonged. Then Tamuno spoke, voice low, water-scented. Amira, I dove to find you. Now come to me, even one day. Words light as wind, but in water, they rang like sacred drum. Amira bowed her head. Gold on her skin wavered, shattering to fragments. She silent long. In her mind echoed Mother River's voice, warning she swore not to forget. When you step to land, my arms will shield you. But remember, if they leave your skin, fire in his blood awakens, and world knows water's pain. That night, Amira returned to bed. She sought Mother River, seated in misty glow. Mother gazed, eyes deep sad. Water around them bubbled softly, like Earth's erratic heart. Amira knelt, golden hair spilling on stone, voice trembling like breaking water. Mother, I want to see their world. I want to see where he was born, feel land under my feet. Mother River silent long. In her eyes, light reflected Tamino human child with uncleaned blood. You do not understand, she whispered. Humans forget oaths faster than water forgets fire. They made me bleed once, and now you seek one of them? Amira bowed, but voice firm. I go not to forget, but understand. If they can love as I love, water can forgive. Goddess looked, heart sinking. Love was what water could not hold forever. At last she extended hand. From palm, small object appeared, a slender silver bracelet, glowing soft blue like dawn mist. Wear it, she said, to shield you from land's dryness. This holds my breath. As long as it clings, you live. But if lost, you wither. And if too long on land, water forgets your song. Amira took it, pressing to forehead like vow. Silver spread over skin, then vanished. Mother River stroked daughter's hair, strands dissolving to sparkling drops, then reforming. Go, she murmured, but return before full moon again. As Amira left, river water gleamed like thousand mirrors. From afar, Tamuno saw surface break. She stepped ashore as maiden. Skin now honey-toned, hair silken sheen, only eyes still mirrored water's depth. Each step left faint wet prints on grass, as if earth learned to recall moisture. Tamuno approached. Wordless, he took her hand cool, soft, trembling in his. They walked to fields. Air smelled fresh-turned earth, light wind, grass tickling ankles. Under ancient baobab canopy, moonlight spilled golden streaks on her hair. Amira looked skyward. First unfiltered stars like fish schooling in night. Tamuno led through cornfields, white wildflower thickets. He told childhood days, climbing mango trees, mother's panicked calls, flood seasons thunder-scented. She listened, eyes child-wide with tales. In return, Amira spoke of riverbed weed gardens, crystal-voiced singing fish, stones glowing at love's pass. In instant, worlds touched. Land inhaled water's breath, water exhaled lands. Moonlight in their eyes melted space to pale gold. Amira bent, saw silver bracelet glow on wrist. She knew mother watched, and knew, from this moment, thread between worlds, stretched taut, awaiting small tear to snap. Above, Mother River looked through surface. Seventh River quivered, sending land warning. Do not let silver leave her, for when silver fades, blood awakens and water reclaims its own. And now, dear audience, pause to subscribe before continuing the story's main part, but only if you truly empathize with what I share here. And leave a comment below telling me where you're watching from and what time it is now. That year's festival came early. The Seven River region breathed anew. Drums sounded from dawn to night. Red cloths fluttered over brown plazas, palm wine and roasted root scents everywhere. Elders said it thanked the river gratitude for life-giving water. But none knew. Beneath Seventh River, Mother River watched silently, eyes anxious, for her daughter strayed too far from belonging. At distant bank, reed rose bending in wind. Tamuno and Amira stood together. They shunned plaza, drum throng, only stood quiet, watching distant firelight reflect on night sky. Emira had never seen humans dance. Firelight flickered on spinning faces, radiant as giant fireflies. She tilted head, child wondered. Each drumbeat struck her heart, as if earth voiced its own. Tamuno watched her, fire reflecting in eyes, turning them honey gold. Wordless, he felt her joy. Long he forgot world wonder so pure. Wind carried smoke, roasted corn, warm skin scents. That night, land seemed to sing. Emira smiled, stepped lightly on soft grass, bare feet. Under moon, skin glowed faint as silk. She turned to Tamuno, hand extended, inviting. He neared. They stood in silent field, moon falling silver path. Hands touched, and in that, world held only their heartbeats with distant drums. But across field, another gaze watched. Tony, village's youngest hunter, stood in shadow, spear-shouldered, eyes narrowed. Fresh from long hunt, seeing strange pair in field, he halted. From afar, moonlight lit her face, unseen beauty, skin aglow in dark, gold flashing each motion, hair cascading like stream. He held breath. Curiosity and unease surged. No village woman glowed thus. That gold was not flesh, but reflection from another world. Tony crept closer, hiding in trees, heart pounding. He craved clearer view. But nearer gaze, her light shifted as if dissolving into air. Then, in one breath, impossible happened. Emira bent, and from skirt rear, small golden scales flashed, moonlit bright. Tail gleamed flame-like, then vanished. Tony recoiled, spear grip tight. Breath labored. His world narrowed against the sight. Fear and desire mixed. He knew old tales of seventh river spirits, but none said they beautiful, vital thus. Dark thought flared if capture her. Hold that gold, could he make village bow? Across bank, Tamuno unaware. He touched her cheek, scale light reflecting on his skin. Warmth slid through heart. Emira leaned, eyes closed, and that instant, moonlight shattered to thousands scattering on their hair. Space scented water and smoke. They merged, like land embracing water in breath. But in brush, Tony turned, eyes predator bright. He left, steps heavy, mind whirling with witnessed. Back in village, fire still burned, drums echoed. But in his heart, another fire kindled greed's flame. That night, amid hunters, red wine blood-like, they laughed. Tony silent. Firelight shadowed his face long, distorted. He recalled her skin's gold, flashing tail, heart's chaos. Then head lifted, voice rasped. I've seen what none have, a creature not of land. Surrounders laughed, deeming tale. But Tony unsmiling. Eyes hardened, voice lower, deeper. She has golden scales. Water glows around her. I swear, capture her, I'll grow rich. Seventh River grants wealth, if we dare take. Laughter faded. Faces by fire exchanged looks. In them, greed seeded. They heard tales of other villages capturing water maidens for blessings. Believed each droplet held soul power. And so, as moon set, first plot seated amid dying drums. By river, Tamuno saw Emira to water. Her body light dimmed, few gold drops falling, spreading on surface. He watched long, till only his reflection. He knew not, from tonight, their love seen, named, hunted like sacred beast. Far in river heart, Mother River opened eyes. Seventh water-colored, red streak spread, like boiling vein. She knew daughter's worst fear neared. When gold seen by greed, water unrests. Next dawn came slow. Light scarce spilled palm rose when mist-blanketed region. Seventh River lay still, surface flat as locked mirror reflecting skies. But under calm, human undercurrents rose. From prior night, Tony and huntmates readied traps. They chose Tamuno's bank, burying sharp stakes, stringing lines, tenting behind reeds. In their eyes, Emira's gold no longer sacred, but stealable light. Tamuno, as daily, came silent to river. Unknowing, in hand, small-scale Emira left. Sun through, it glowed rhythmic as tiny heart. That light brought peace. He knew not, to others, that gleam marked water spirit, guiding greed to fate's place. Afternoon fell, Wind shifted sudden. Air thickened, iron ash scented. River face rippled like trembling skin. Midstream, Emira surfaced. Today, tail scales brighter than ever, as if sun sank into her. Hair wet, clinging neck, bronze reflecting. Tamuno seeing her, heart tilted, sounds blurred. Only water clash and breath. They met as nights before, but air felt off. Dry wind, iron earth blood scent. Emira touched his hand lightly, skin cool as headwater. He smiled faint, eyes tender. Neither knew shadows encircled, hands gripping spears and reeds. Then wind ceased. Bird cry tore space. After, all exploded. From dark, hunters charged. Feet crushed grass, spears clashed thunder-like. Tamuno turned just in time. Saw Tony led, eyes fire red, lips twisted grin. In blink, he shoved Emira back, shouting something, but voice lost in wind. First staff struck, hard as wood splinter roar. Tamuno staggered. Forehead blood flowed, mingling water, red streaking. Emira cried soft, voice glass shatter. She reached, pulling him away, but they swarmed. One seized her arm. Her skin light made him step back, but Tony roared, voice raw. Hold her, don't let escape. They circled her. Emira thrashed, water splashing, each drop gold fleck, but rough human grip stronger. Tony thrust spear, tip embedding sand before her, blocking path. She retreated, eyes fear-wrath mingled. Then, in chaos, one yanked her wrist unwittingly. Silver bracelet, Mother River's breath slipped, falling to earth, dry clack like stone break. Instant it touched ground, world colored, wind stilled, river face blackened, then flared red. Emira doubled, hand trembling, clutching chest. Tail scales blazed, flakes ember hot. Surrounding water boiled, white steam rising. Deep roar rose not human, but water's rage. Tamuno, face blood masked, crawled to bracelet. Touching it, fire shot, palm searing. In head, Mother River echoed, you touch the pact, your line's blood awakens. On his skin, red streaks appeared, spreading vein fast. They glowed in dark, merging Emira's gold. His blood burned, heart squeezed, pain bright. Surrounders screamed, fleeing, but Tony stood, mad eyes fixed on her glowing form. Emira lifted head, scale light, sunburst brilliant. In pain, half human, half water, eyes tear fire surged. From bed, great whirlpools formed, foam, white tossed. Water jetted flame columns, swallowing near hunters. They shrieked, but shrieks engulfed. Tamuno reached for her hand, but his body glowed too. He saw his blood aflame, blood water, never to mix, now twining red dance. Emira looked, eyes pity horror. She knew, unsaved, that blood fire consumes him within. With last strength, she reached, retrieved silver bracelet, clasped wrist. Instantly, light softened, water receded, steam cleared. But ground still quaked. Emira panted, sweat water trailing neck. Tamuno collapsed to sand, body shuddering, chest red mark glowing water's brand. Tony stood panting, eyes wide on them. He saw beyond knowing, but fear lasted one beat. Then, blood-scent maddened beast, he gripped spear, growled, she, mine. He advanced, but river rebelled. Deep rumble sounded, then great wave overbanked, slamming him down. Emira strengthless, only watched. Tamuno rose weakly, pulling her back, but water rose. Survivors fled, abandoning kin. Small storm passed swift, left thick mist, metal ash scent. Emira knelt by Tamuno, hands on his chest. Her golden light transferred to his skin, blending red streak. Afar, sky seemed to fall on river torrents poured, water shattering thousands. In chaos, deep Mother River spread arms, thundering whisper. It begins, bloodstream and water stream, now inseparable. That night, moonless. Earth swallowed in thick, damp dark like pooled water. All paths led riverward, but none dared. After prior storm, villagers whispered earth rumbles, strange lights and water lights, not suns. Far, Tamuno lay unconscious by drooping reeds. body mudblood crusted black. Emira sat beside, eyes heavy as weighted drops. Her scale gold faded, reflecting cold skylight. Wind howled, carrying faint river roar, non-species echo. When Tamuno opened eyes, world recolored. Before him, Emira gazed waterward, face lit by remnant gold. Her eyes welled silent. He struggled up, hand trembling, heart thumping. Under torn cloth, chest red imprint glowed faint, like dying ember. Emira turned, eyes holding ungullible regret. From afar, Mother River's voice resounded not air, but their hearts deep, aged, sad. Land's child, your blood awakened seventh gate. Now go, return what you took. Tamuno understood. No explanation needed. He knew. To save Emira, descend where no human trod. Seventh River Memory's path. Legend said water flowed reverse, carrying held child souls, land unwelcomed offspring. Emira gripped his hand. Her skin cooled, breath mist weak. I'll go with you, she said, but voice dissolved in wind, faint as rain song. Tamuno shook head. No, if you go, water rages. Let me descend alone. This blood is my debt. Wordless more, he turned to river. Surface pitch black, rippling expectant. Stepping in, water needle cold, then warmed, welcoming. Emira only watched, eyes glistening, her light receding into night. Deeper, light stranger. Surroundings blurred, only water flow and heartbeat. Then, before him, earth parted vast cliff. 7 water paths twisting, each flow different lit. 7th central reverse flowing, coiling earthward, like sky-sucking gale. Tamuno breathed deep, entered. Body sank in whirl, all spun, then stilled. Eyes open, he stood in strange space, transparent river, flowing starless sky. Small figures floated near, light emanating body glow like water-trapped fireflies. They were children, eyes wide bright, gazing reproachless, only kind and calm. One neared, voice shellwind. You are child of he who made water weep. Why descend? Tamuno knelt, head bowed. I come to atone. I come to beg water, forgive her. Child gazed, smiled faint. Their lights quivered, forming gentle waves. Then another voice rose, light yet profound, earth-sourced. To save her, pass 3 questions. 1 lie you swallowed by water, 1 truth you forgiven. Answer with heart, not blood. 3 children stepped, each water-hued, blue, green, red. First asked, do you love her because she is water, or because she makes you forget your bloodline's sin? Tamuno stilled, water rose, chest pressing. Eyes closed, heart answered. Because she reminds me, I am not only sin. Water eased. Blue light brightened, illuminating his face peaceful. Second neared, green water scented young moss. First rain. If she must return to water, will you let her go? Tamuno bowed, voice low. Holding her kills water. Releasing dries my heart. But love is no chain, I let her go. Green water rippled, dissolving to small flower petals circling him. Last smallest, red coal eyes asked, voice knife sharp. Are you ready to return your blood to water, for her life? Thoughtless, Tamuno nodded. My blood belonged to this stream from birth. Instantly, chest imprint blazed, red water poured from skin, merging river. Pain tore body, but he silent. Children laughed together, lights merging white ivory stream, coiling him, lifting high. Voice whistled ear not child now, but mother rivers. You returned your debt. Water grants what you love. White light dissolves sparkling drops, falling to Tamuno's palm. They condense to silver glowing droplet memory water, flowing once in life, opening all land water barriers. He lifted it, palm quaking, then, droplet touching chest, surrounding river blazed. Eyes open, he on bank. Emira knelt beside, hair soaked, tears river mingled. He placed droplet in her hand. Light spread, silk thin. Whole river flared, fish leaping starfalls. Earth shook, deep, 7th river's gate opened. From water heart, freed child souls laughed, rising, dawn dissolving. Water calmed, clear as day's first breath. Tamuno fell, eyes closing, chest red light faded, warmth lingering. Emira held him, eyes tear-veiled. Sky, clouds parted, narrow bright slit like knife-cut first dawn after long night. You still here, my dear audience. Pause, relax, maybe sip water, then hear captivating content. Comment number 1, if you find this story interesting. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Dawn flooded distant, faint light sliding river face like thin silk. After gate opening night, water clearer, calmer. But deep bed, light swirls lingered slow, like freed soul's breath. None in village knew river heart happenings, only that sunup showed Tamuno motionless on sandbank, Emira beside, arms around him, face sunlit through water. Her hair tangled, mudgrass veined, but each strand gleamed, gold flowing shoulders like stray Sunday. She leaned, hand on his chest. Under damp skin, heartbeat faint but persistent. Veins glowed skin deep, red coral, slowly soothing. Emira closed eyes, sang soft voice thread smoke, wind mingling, echoing mist morning. Song wordless, only resonance. Ancient water tongue sung only to call souls home. Notes slid surface, stirring small waves. Fish halted, water flowers curled, then river face blazed. Silver light threaded leaves, striking Tamuno. He stirred faint, breath hitching. Lips quivered, then parted slow. Droplet slid lip, falling earth. Touching grass, ground bloomed small white thin flowers, like water's first smile. Emira opened eyes, light pierced pupils. An instant, she saw Tamuno returning world's breath. He opened eyes, gaze hazy but aware. Emira, he whispered, wind breath. She fingered his lips, shook head faint. No words needed. They gazed. Outer sounds vanished, only heartbeats with shore lap. Seventh river, just gated, now calm as never raged, but calm thin as mist. For elsewhere, Tony lived. He rose from night, body river water ash reeking. In turmoil, escaped, but unforgetting light eye haunting. Mermaid's gold. Eye closing, saw it, blinding alluring as power dream. Fear burned out, ambition remained. When villagers gathered river, he stepped forth, face ashen, voice rasped. Water monster returned. It steals human souls, anger's river. If not recapture, village dies. Words stone-dropped pond, fear spread wind fast. Light witnesses bowed heads, water avoiding. None dared say their heart's river raged. Tony led group, spear hand, eye fire red. They marched, step by step, to bank where Tamuno Emira, Saturday sky bronze dark. Clouds weighed fields, dry grass bowed. Distant warning drums thundered, earth heart echoed. Tamuno rose, weak but eyelight returned. Emira held hand, feeling blood water warmth. They knew, peace temporary. Village wind carried ash step scents. River murmured advisory, but he stayed. We face them, he whispered. Or water blamed for land's fault again. Group arriving, saw strange sight. Pair bank standing, hands clasped, surrounding light mist soft. Tony raised spear, voice cracking shout, "Kill it! Monster took our bloodline." But none moved. Emira wordless, gazed them, eyes profound. Gaze held no hate, only water's sorrow. Tony roared again, but stepping forward, ground quaked. River face surged, water pillars walled. Deep, stunning boom rose, dazing all. Mother River awakened. Water rose high, overbanking, encircling Emira Tamuno. Freed child souls appeared, light's face illuminating villagers. They saw ancient images, hunters, betrayers, bloodseeders to water. Tony recoiled, too late. From bed, gold-red vortex rose. Water blood whirled, giant human form, eyes fire bright. Mother River's voice echoed. Land forgot oath. Water no longer forgives. Villagers knelt prostrate. Some wept, some shuddered. Tony fled, but water dragged, leg coiling. Emira advanced, voice wind clear. You sowed fear, and fear reclaims you. Hand raised, water gestured. light majestic, water column wrapped Tony, hoisting high, sun reflecting. He screamed unheard, instant, vanished, sunset red dissolving. Vortex faded, water receded, leaving damp still earth. Villagers eyed silent. No more monster talk, only river seen, faint gold sparkling, flowing gentle as never bloodied. Tamuno knelt, weary. Amira lifted him. Mother River mist appeared, eyes softening. Justice returned, but all justice prices. You land's child, and you water's child cannot share one Sunday, one must descend deep. Amira eyed Tamuno, tears falling. Her gold blazed, silk spreading. She kissed his forehead, lips salt water. If choose, she whispered, let me return, so river never rages again. Tamuno reached to hold, but her body water dissolved. Scales shed skin, wind-borne, each scale earth touch, grass greened fresh bright. Then she gone, only golden water ankle coiling him. Sky opened, wind cleared, blood sent. River stilled, but villagers knew, justice paid, and water never forgets his mercy. After Amira, water dissolved, Seven River region changed strange. No more night songs, no under-river gold gleams, but river unangered. Flowed calm, long mother breath after ceased weeping. Grasses thickened banks, fish returned, bold children splashed former forbidden river. But for Tamuno, each droplet breathed scar. He lingered river days, eyes tracing wave nods, hoping gold streak, familiar hand, or wind whisper call. But all silence. Silent till his heartbeat echoed water heart. Nights, village asleep, Tamuno fire, Saturday firelight, river reflected, strange sight like water aflame. He gazed, seeing past haze, Amira's face, gold, hair, smoke hazy smile. Light wind stirred, surface wavering, an instant strange thing mid-fire water, harmonious rhythm, like former foes learning coexistence. From then, villagers said nightly, river saw moving firelight, thin gleam, unquenched, unsmoking, drifting soul like lost flame. Elders whispered, Tamuno Amira souls seeking reunion cross worlds, but truth other. Tamuno lived. He roamed region, dike mending aid, field water leading, swift flow child rescuing. Hands sensed water pulse, like earth life hearing. Villagers respected, new naming, fire bearer in water, said his river touch warmed water, fish self drew, land touch quickened grass. Called him forgiveness sign river's post-rage gift. But only Tamuno knew. Within, two bloods dwelt, lands red, waters clear. Sometimes clashed, long rain standing, body chilled dissolving. Near fire, blood boiled, skin scorched. Lived betwixt worlds, belonging none. One night, sea wind reversed. He heard waves through seven rivers, distant faint familiar song. Song thread water thin, broken, memory filled. He rose, heart strong beating. Song called old name, hers alone, Tamuno. He river stepped, water arm warm. Flow faint glowed, fire reverse flowing, deeper till chest deep. Sudden, water parted. Midstream, figure appeared not radiant gold but mist clear, Amira. No longer mermaid, no tail, no scales, water woven human form. Face dawn moon gentle, eyes sorrow peace held. He dared not touch, feared contact breath dissolves her. But she smiled, voice brook-like, I belong no more to water or land. I remain only in fire you bear. Tamuno uncomprehending, but heart flamed. Light not burning, but warming. Spread chest, body wide. Amira hand touched his chest. Keep this fire. When world forgets land, water, love, you remind them. Words ended, body thousand bright drops. Sky rising, rain falling light. First raindrop lip touched Tamuno, salt warm. Eyes closed, deep breathed, feeling her there in breath. Water, own blood. From then, each dry season, seen Tamuno river firing. Flame never quenched rain wind. Children asked. He smiled. This fire is water's memory. Villagers built small shrine bankside, candle offering shell for thanks. Told grandchildren, a boy loved river's daughter, and for that love, river forgave, land bowed. But nightly, moon on still water, close look showed two shadows gliding, one curly-haired man, one golden-scaled woman, hands clasped, underwater dancing firelit. Wordless, unsinging, drifting, trailing sparkle like blood-water cross-path. And thence, 7 river folk knew right, before firstborn seasonal child water testing, lit small candle bank placed, called Tamuno's flame, believed it gentled water, kept two-world love alive. None knew Tamuno's passing. Some said river light streak, some earth slept water waiting. But each rain, thunder rumbling, lightning water piercing, seen amid flashes figure arm raised, heart fire embracing, burning water heart unquenched. For some loves need no flesh, yet light both worlds, and whispered, water may quench fire, but fire love-shaped is soul thing teaching water to sing. Through years 7th river flowed, first named whispered, water field embraced, grass nurtured, village born, village lost lulled. None recalled Tamuno Emira tale start clear, only that river bend, water never dried, nightly glowed fire-drowned light. Elders said full moons, river sang. Song not wind, not insect, but water's voice deep, low, mother lull gentle. Deep listeners heard 2 voices blend, male, female, wave breath fused, and knew Tamuno Emira, guarding land water meet. Generations passed. 7 river children still water placed birthrights. Ancient ritual changed. No longer life loss test, but land water vow. Mother-child placing whispered, O water, receive this child. O land, steady it stand. Let blood and breath merge, as Tamuno taught. And water gently child bank pushing, believed accepted not purity but mercy. High mound riverside, villagers small shrine built. Inside, no god statue, only black slab ancient carved. Water forgave, land bowed, and fire wept. Small flame always slab burned, rain storm unquenched. Villagers called Tamuno's fire, but older whispered, 7th river's last promise. Once, child asked grandfather, Grandpa, why water keeps promise? It has no mouth to speak. He smiled, silver hair stroking. Because water remembers. It speaks not, but holds all. Each drop memory, each wave reminder. Even forgotten, water remembers for us. And so, lived with water as ancestor. Dry seasons, salt river poured thanks. Rainy, shells, flowers loosed, peace praying. Rites became life rhythm, like human world symphony once wounded. But night silence, river kept secret. Deep bed, unquenched light streak. There, Tamuno Emira, night formed, hands clasped, memory path walking. No bounds human mermaid bloodwater. Merged, flow souls where all loves severed finally reunite. Then, unusual rainy season. Thunder skylit. Villagers heard river heart roar, ancient drum-like. Many feared, but elders silent far gazed. Knew, no ill omen but response. For bank overflow, not sweeping, but gentle rising, crack field watering, seeds sprouted overnight, rice tollened, flowers bank blanketed. Next morn, amid blooms, strange sapling, trunk transparent, core faint gold like water cage small flame. Villagers understood, Tamuno Emira sign, land water fire crystallized former clashing, now co-living. Named sapling Mbai Tanu, reconciliation tree. Thence, river crossers leaf plucked Mbai Tanu, mouth held, not disaster avoid but recall, life's holiest, not fear, but love, daring forbidden touch. Full moon seasons, moonlight water falling, tree body reflecting, bank forest blazing. Children viewed, elders candled, together sang. Song no longer prayer, but thanks self-forgiveness learned. High, clouds scattered. Somewhere, perhaps Tamuno Emira downward gazed, smiles wave mingled, hands light water interlaced. No longer legend they flow, reminder all severings healable, if love flows right. And each morning mist river veiling, seen faint, pale gold halo slow drifting, faint gentle voice. Forget not, water kills no fire. Water only teaches fire to light without burning. And thus, Tamuno Emira tale closed but river flowed, as love lived, never dry. From two souls boundary daring own worlds, land learned lesson. Sometimes justice not punishment, but understanding. Not fear, but compassion. If hearing this tale, look around. Perhaps your home holds river soul guarding someone's love, sacrifice, forgiveness, and someday water gold glimpsed. Fear not. Whisper, Tamuno, Emira, I remember. For remembering, legend dies not at heart lights love knowers, world though bisected. And now, my dear audience, if listened thus far, tell me where watching from and time. Don't forget subscribe, share tale with loved one. So Seventh River's promise continues told, through voices, heartbeats, clear water drops, life flowing.